welcome to this video on how to solve equations with variables on both sides. Take a look at this example question here. Notice we have an x on the left side and x's on the right side of this equation. Ooh. To solve this, we're going to need to follow the following procedures. Step number one, you're going to want to get all your x's to the left. To the left, to the left, to the left. All x's we're going to move to the left, and we'll use opposite operations to do so. Then we're going to get all the numbers to the right. So if they don't have x's on them, we're going to move the numbers to the right using opposite operations. We're then going to need to get x by itself using multiplication or division or opposite operations. And then we're going to check our answers just to make sure we've got it right. Let's take a look at this one here. So I've got 8x plus 10 equals 6x plus 4. I need to get all the x's to the left side. So notice I've got the 6x on the right side. I don't want those there, so I'm going to need to move them to the left. So we've got this 6x here. Let's go ahead and minus 6x to both sides. Again, I use the opposite operation. Here they're being added, and I'm going to minus 6x to both sides. Now I'm going to match them up here, and I'm going to make sure I subtract my x's with my x's. I got 8x minus 6x. That's going to leave me with 2x. Notice I've also got this plus 10. Nothing happened with it. And then here we have 6x minus 6x. Those x's are gone. Yes, I moved them to the left. And I'm just left with this 4. Good. That's procedure number one. Step number two here is we need to get all the numbers to the right side. So I've got this plus 10 here. I don't want plus 10. I'm going to go ahead and do the opposite operation. Opposite of plus 10 is minus 10. And I do that to both sides. So I'm left with 2x equals negative 6. Our last step then is to get x by itself. I'm going to have to use opposite operations like we've done in past problems. I've got this times by 2. The opposite of times by 2 is to divide by 2. And so I'll divide both sides by 2. When I do that, I get my final answer of x equaling negative 3. You can always check these answers by going all the way back to the original and plugging negative 3 in. So I would have 8 times negative 3 plus 10. Let's see, 8 times negative 3, that's negative 24. And negative 24 plus 10 is negative 14. Let's see if I get that on this right side. I'm going to plug negative 3 in. 6 times negative 3 plus 4. That's negative 18 plus 4. That's also negative 14. Yes! So both sides equal each other, and therefore x equals negative 3 is a good answer. Okay, now it's your turn to give these 3 problems a try using our 4 procedures. Go ahead and pause the video and see if you can work these 3 questions out. Good luck! Okay, it's time to check them. Here we go. Let's do it. We always want to get the x's to the left side, so I'm going to minus 6x to both sides. When I minus 6x to both sides, I'm left with 2x plus 10 equals 16. So I got my x's to the left. Now I want my numbers to the right. So I need to do the opposite of plus 10 here. I'm going to minus 10 to both sides. When I do that, I get 2x equals 6. I'm now just going to divide by 2 to get the x by itself. Again, we've got a 2 times x. And to undo 2 times, we divide by 2. I'm left with x equals 3. You can check it, and it works out. Let's try this one here. Again, I want my x's to the left. So I've got this 6x here. Oh, I'm going to minus 6x to both sides. Now I've got 4x minus 6x. Ooh, 4 minus 6, that's negative 2x's. Minus 5 equals 9. I want my numbers to the right, so this minus 5 is going to have to get moved over. So I'm going to do plus 5 to both sides. I'm left with negative 2x equals 14. I've got a times a negative 2, so to undo that, we divide by negative 2, leaving me with x equals negative 7. You could check that answer as well and verify that it works. The last one, number 3. Ooh, I've got a 2x and a 5x. I'm going to have to minus both those over. So I'm going to do a minus 2x and a minus 5x. So minus 2x and minus 5x here on the left side. So I had 10x, I minus 2x, and then I minus 5x. That leaves me with 3x plus 3 equals 2. Okay, now I want my numbers to the right side, so I don't want this plus 3 here. I'm going to minus 3 to both sides. Doing that leaves me with 3x equals 2 minus 3. That's a negative 1. And so my last step then is to undo this times by 3 by dividing by 3. And so I get x equals negative 1/3 as my final answer there. And again, you can have as many x's as you wanted, and you'll need to move them all to the left side and add them together. Thanks for watching this refresher video.